Hi, this is Bob James. Why don't you come in and join me at my All Access 360? My mother was from New Orleans, and she was a music lover, not a musician herself, but she loved the kind of European culture being from New Orleans. And when she moved to this small farm town in Missouri, after she married my father, who was a country lawyer, she missed the sophistication, so she started me very early with piano lessons with a strict nun who taught me all the basics and would wrap my knuckles with a pencil if I made a mistake and all those things that the strict teachers do. We learned about a competition in jazz that was being held at Notre Dame University. I had a trio, and we had been involved in playing some pretty avant-garde music that was not necessarily even jazz at that time. And we decided that we would go down and shake up the Notre Dame Festival. We played some really out music, including some things where we had various percussion instruments, tuned oil drums, and we would bang away on the oil drums, and then we would turn on an electric fan that was aimed at some wind chimes. But we also, during the course of our performance, played some straight-ahead conventional jazz. And it turned out that one of the judges was Quincy Jones. And as a result of that, Quincy signed us to make a record. I can relate to the patchwork concept of hip-hop and the found materials, and there's such a tie-in with contemporary art of just taking chunks of other things and turning them into something else. The first couple of times they sampled me, it was so blatant. This Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, their first album, Grammy Award album, they sampled my song Westchester Lady, beginning to end. My record just plays. But when they put it out, there was no credit, no license, nothing. That was not the first time I was sampled, but that was the first time I became aware of it. And with some of the other ones, like Run DMC, might have even come before that. I don't remember. Peter Piper was the Run DMC. I think that was where the Bells got started, was from their sample. I think a lot of the younger hip-hop people are certainly convinced that I have to be dead, because it's so far, the original deal is so far back in the olden days, when music was made that way, that they're surprised when they find out that I'm still alive and kicking, still making music live and not recordings. I became a fan of the Disclavier years ago because it had the unique combination of being a great piano to start out with, which is the first prerequisite for me. I'm a piano player, but when it comes down to the basic nitty-gritty of what my life's passion has been all about ever since I decided that I wanted to go into music, it was to try to be as good a piano player as I can be. And the only time I really feel like I have the full power of what I hear in my head is when I'm playing the best piano that I can get my hands on. For me, it has turned out always to be Yamaha. First thing, before I even sat down at it, I thought it was so cool, futuristic, really a 21st century looking instrument. It had dignity, and it looked like a piano, but it also had a kind of mystery about it that made me want to sit down and play it. I think it's going to be a wonderful transition for people who want to have a really quality instrument in their home that is controllable in terms of the dynamics of it. And so I've really enjoyed it. Bob James signing off here at My All Access 360.